Hey guys, welcome back to SRT Learning, and this is Ankit Prajapati, and today we're gonna cover another questions on API testing. So as I told you before, right, if you're applying for a QA automation job role and if you're preparing for the QA automation interviews, okay, I will suggest just go through our playlist which contain all the most commonly asked questions by the big tech companies, and we collect those questions from our candidate and we summarize in this format. And each and every presentation you will see everything on one ppt, so you can just take a screenshot and keep with you, so it will be help to remember the syntax and the description in your interviews as well. Okay, so let's go and see the questions for today on API side. Validate REST API response using the REST assure and write the syntax and explain. Okay, this is, I will just say, 99% if you are a 3+ year of experience, and if you have shown the more on API side, let's suppose 2 years in API side, they will definitely ask you these questions on API automation. Okay, because when it's word come REST assure, that means they want to know about the API automation, guys. Okay, and how you validate the REST API response in a different way they want to see. So we're gonna cover a couple of syntax over here, so let's go one by one. So the first things would be the basic validation. So over here I have put everything. Okay, so you can just see I'm gonna zoom it little bit. So public, this is the simple class, then this is the URL and all those things, this is you already know. But given log.all means all the information into log, then get post, this is the post call, this is the get call that we are making to get the post, uh, first post of the post database. Then you see, then log and assert that, and status code you're gonna assert. Then body, status code means dot body user id is equal to 1, because over here we have passed user id. So this is how the basic validation work. Body id equal to 1, and title should be not null, means title should contain something, it is not. You can also pass the string as well, title body, if you want to compare like equal to this particular value. But over here very basic validation that you can do. Okay guys, then let's we see the next one, the validate list of item in a JSON array. So how you can do that things? So let's see. Given when you hit this particular get call, it will give the list of post, means list of whatever the post that you have make on website, it will give the list of post. The user id has item 1 and the title has size. So over here we are with the item, it should contain at least one item, and the size of the title should have 100 character. So like this way you can also validate the list of item in the JSON array. Okay, this is the way you can validate. Then let's we go to the next one, using a path parameter. This is one of the interesting thing. Okay, how you can validate using the path parameter. So when you pass the path parameters in your API calls, like given path parameter post id will be 1, so I want to fetch the one first id of the post. So over here you see it will automatically get this value post part, post id, the id will be 1. This particular variable value will get over here, and it will show the response, and you can just say body id should be equal to 1. This is the id that you have passed, it should be equal to 1. Or you can also say id is equal to this particular value as well. But using the path parameter you can also put your validation. So this is the third way, okay, to do the validation of API response. Now the fourth one will be extract the data from the response. Okay, let me zoom it. So how you going to extract the data? So you just store your response, such as response is equal to given when and whatever the response will get by this get call, extract dot response, it will store in this particular value. Okay, this is the response variable that you have stored over here. Now string title, now I want to fetch the title. So how we can fetch the title? Response dot JSON path get string when it is contain title. So it will give the attribute, it will go to the attribute title and get the string of that attribute title like this way. Response dot JSON path dot get string, response dot JSON path dot get status code. All those kind of validation you can put like this way, and you can print on console as well, or you can use TestNG assertion to assert the value of this title with the expected and the actual title as well. So extracting the data from the response, this is another way you can use in that way. Okay, now let's we see six will be okay, using a TestNG assertion. So let's we see, I think I have missed the fifth one, maybe I have put the wrong numbering, but using the TestNG assertion, so the same way you store in the response whatever the response is coming, then assert dot assert equal to response dot get status code, I told you over here, response dot get status code, it should be 200. This is the assertion for the TestNG. Then assert true, response dot get body dot add string contain the user ID. So this particular user ID should be contained in the body of the response. So if it is available there, that means assert true means it will be passed. Okay. So this is how, these are the different way guys, like basic validations, validation list item on the JSON array, then using the path with parameters, then response body, you can fetch the response and get the title of the page or get any string value of the page, and then you can use the TestNG assertion as well for validating. And the common validation that you use, status code, response time, like this way. Header, you can validate the headers as well. The body JSON fields, these are the different fields you can validate. Array size, you can validate the array size, the list of size of the title or something like that way. Then nested JSON you can also validate, like body address.ct should equal to south or something like that way. This is the way you can also validate. So these are the common validations and these are the syntax. I would recommend it, just remember few of the syntax like this way guys, because they might ask you in interview to write down the syntax. Okay, so if you remember these two syntax is more than enough for you. Response.json path.get string, then response.get status code, response.get body, add string content. So these are the syntax you need to remember guys. Okay, this will give you the full marks in your interviews. Yeah, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please share to your colleagues who are preparing for the automation engineer interviews.